All right, here's the first cheers of the night, guys.
Hell yeah.
Definitely had not cheers one time before that, and then another time after that at all.
First cheers of the night.
Yeah, that's right, guys.
Feels good.
Episode 3, boys. How do you think we're doing so far? Good?
10 out of 10 in my opinion.
10 out of 10?
Yeah.
I think we're on the right track.
Yeah.
I think everyone's liking our humility so far. Very humble boys.
Grounded.
Very close to
Grounded?
reality. Yep. Well, how did you guys this summer? It's over now. So
There was a summer?
Is it?
that was it.
It was warm for a while. It
Yep.
was hot.
Yep.
But I didn't know it was summer. It
was
didn't
a-
feel like summer.
There was a lot less going outside this summer than usual summers for me.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guess when summer started, it was still Did summer start in May or is it late June?
June
Technically
21st?
June 21st
That's
for most
right.
part. My birthday.
The
Shout out me.
solstice.
Summer was cool. It was so fast.
This was my least experiencing I've ever had in my life
For a summer.
for a summer. Like in terms of like summer experiences, this is the least I've ever experienced anything throughout any summer of my life.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to experience anything this summer. They literally said
I
stop.
was restricted.
Yeah, they said stop experiencing for a while.
They said experience your homes, and I
Yeah.
did. I enjoyed my home.
0 experiences indefinitely. Yep. I don't know. I didn't go to the beach at all. I didn't travel at all. I didn't go to any bars because there was none. You know, it was a weird stay at home, focus on me and do shit for me.
I will say I played more basketball than I did last summer.
That's not, yeah, I was very productive this whole time. So, you know, and for me to say I was productive, I was doing a lot of stuff that means.
Yeah.
So, you know, I felt like
Yeah.
I was able to get a lot of stuff done, which is nice, you know.
Like other summers, I probably just like bullshit. Probably go
Yeah.
to the beach, go out to amusement parks, whatever nonsense. But this one was like, all right, like, we're playing sports. All right, we're picking up weights again. Like I'm out here trying to redecorate my room.
Yo, for real.
I heard. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of funny how like at the very beginning of like the quarantine and bullshit, like there was a big focus on like use this time to just like focus on yourself and like do your own thing, sit at home and learn how to make sourdough bread or like any of those random things that people were doing at the beginning of quarantine. And then the summer got here and everyone was just like, all right, I kind of want to have a summer again though. And then like the world just went back to no, stay inside and learn how to make sourdough bread again. And like,
You gotta perfect your crafts.
Yeah.
All these hobbies. This was the year of hobbies, like 2020. Like if you want to look at it, if you want to get into any positive, because there's a whole bunch of negatives that you can associate with what 2020 was. But
yeah, I guess so.
this is, if you want to be positive, this was the year of hobbies.
Yeah, you know how like when winter comes after like going out all summer or whatever, like you got your fix in of being a socialite and stuff. Like by the time fall and winter comes around, you're like almost okay with being home. Like you're like, all right, it's getting cold, time to settle down, do more shit at home. Like no big deal, right?
Word.
Like, do you think the cabin fever that we've been experiencing all year is gonna make that non-existent? Like the fall and the winter, we're gonna be like, no, I still want to go out, I still want to do stuff. I haven't been able to do anything all motherfucking year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Definitely for fall, because fall is like way more bearable.
It's
but
still nice out and shit.
New Jersey winter is so fucking annoying.
I
so.
think if the weather permits it, like even if it's cold, because like, even in the winters in New York, people are still partying, like regardless if it was snowing or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as it ain't wet outside, I'm sure people will try and find something.
Yeah, that would really cap off like a really motherfucking shitty year, right? If we just got like a shit ton of New Jersey snow.
Oh, a blizzard, yeah.
Just
man.
like early ass blizzard, like early November snow.
My rule is it could only snow on Christmas, and that's it.
The most time that people
Like,
would be
that's
spending
it.
outside during this year would be shoveling their snow.
Yeah,
And that would be terrible.
Oh God.
I don't want any of that bullshit. Oh, that would suck. Wow, what a fucking nightmare. It's like, all right, I'll see you outside again tomorrow. It's gonna fucking snow again.
Another foot.
Damn, that sucks. Well, goodbye, summer 2020.
It's been real.
I hope you enjoyed your stay because we didn't enjoy
kind
your
of going
stay.
right. I mean, does it end?
September.
I mean, are you going on any vacations or hitting the beach?
I still do September stuff in the summers. I feel like because that's when people stop doing them, so everywhere is a little less busy. Like even in a normal case of the year, not like just COVID, but like you could go to like my mom was in a summer town. Or a beach town rather. So in September, when everyone stops doing a ton of stuff, it's actually prime because you can go there and like have 7 people on the beach. You're chilling.
Oh yeah.
But I might try to do like like summery hikes or stuff. 'Cause I guess you can do that in the fall too, but I like when it's still a little warm out, so you get a good sweat in.
I feel like the right hike weather is like the fall or the spring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
like early fall.
Yeah, like I like early fall hikes because it's like nice and crisp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the top of the day, it's like still like kind of like hot, and then by the time you're done though, it's like nice and cool out. You know what I mean? I feel like whenever somebody invites me to go on a hike, like in the middle of the summer, I end up at the end of the hike slightly uncomfortable and like with a lot of swamp ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like,
As any hike.
So
fuck.
the beach is pretty lit in September because that's when the water is the warmest. So you have that at least.
Is that true?
Yeah,
In
like
September?
the water is like pretty warm in September.
What kind
so.
of water do sharks like? Cold water or warm water?
The Pacific
Yeah,
Ocean water.
not this water. For the
Yo,
most
there
part.
be sharks like
There be sharks, but
once
not,
a year in the Jersey Shore.
That's what I'm saying. Once a year, it's
They-
a lot more common.
they-
in other
Yeah,
places.
sure.
They
They
be
be that
like-
one dumbass shark that gets separated from the whole crew.
They'd be like, yo, don't go to Seaside Heights. There were sharks 4 days in a row. And I'd be like, I'm not going to Seaside Heights. There were sharks there 4 days in a row. Like, that sounds like not my wave at all.
Yeah.
You know what's the funniest way to show that, like, even though it's technically summer's not over, but you could tell summer's like over? Jenna, my girlfriend's grandfather, told me best, and he's from the south. So the way when he told me this one morning, it was a cool morning. It was like the first cool morning. He was just like, the sun is sitting up different now.
Damn,
I was like, yo,
dude.
that's so
Yo.
right.
Yeah, that was
I
I'm
was
saying,
like,
yo, they got that. They got that farmer's almanac.
No, for real, because he was like, he was telling me, he's like, the sun comes in always in the morning in the kitchen. He's like, it's coming on an angle now. I was like,
Nah,
That's
yeah.
smart, yo.
The sun woke up that morning and was just like,
and it was a cooler morning.
nah, we done.
Yeah.
It was just like, we done.
Straight up.
We gonna hit them this side. We gonna hit them from this side this week. Yeah. Well, it's all right. I'm ready for the fall. Honestly,
I love the
feel like
fall.
the summer, especially within all the bullshit that's going on right now, we don't have time for a summer right now. We're not prepped for a summer right now. That's not a good season for the world right
I feel
now,
like that's probably
you know?
why it went by so quick for me. I mean, it was definitely very busy, and there was a lot of like things going on, a lot of hangs, but I feel like so much of that, the hangs and my alone time, was spent just like right either in this room or in like the living room. So that shit, like, I feel like it blew right by in particular because it was like, okay, I have work on this day, and then I'm hanging on this day, and then I stream on this day, and I'm hanging on this day, and then like all of a sudden it's over.
No, yeah,
like,
I feel there was, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, I'm sure we all did a lot this summer, but no one did anything this summer
Oh yeah, facts.
because there is nothing to do.
Yeah,
if
facts.
you went out to eat a lot, you went out to eat outside in a parking lot somewhere or on a sidewalk. If you flew somewhere, you risked contaminating yourself. You know what I mean? Like, there was really you couldn't even go to the gym this summer if you wanted to get your summer body. There was no summer body. You better be doing your calisthenics
Gyms
at home.
opened up today for us.
Today, yeah, 25% capacity for gyms.
Turn up, flex.
Yeah, go flex. Go definitely use weights that people are definitely wiping down. They're definitely
Bring your
sanitizing.
own wipes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Protect yourself.
And when you're done, fuck it. Go to, I don't know, Texas.
Yeah, fuck that shit. At least we're not going to fucking college.
That's
At
true.
least we're not. At least we're like fucking not doing.
No, freshmen this year. I feel so bad for them.
Yo, they're screwed.
I don't know if I feel worse for freshmen or for seniors, but I guess that's the case with high school as well, with the whole prom thing.
Well, when being a senior, I mean like college, like being a senior in college right now, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you probably don't give a fuck. You're like,
Well,
this-
I'm
yeah.
over it now anyway. But
This
being a
is-
freshman, like you just, I mean, at least, like think about it. The kids who are going into college this fall semester, they probably graduated in COVID, so they didn't even get to walk at graduation in high school. So they've already like been preparing themselves for like the bullshit of like no parties and stuff. Dude, I could never
Still,
imagine
nah.
that.
Even if you're preparing for it, junior year, you've been like praying for this for a lot of people.
Yep.
For as far as senior year of college, Jenna has been telling me it's her senior year, and she's just trying to get done. So for the most part, it's like that. But freshman, it's like you're like looking forward to this shit, and now
yeah,
you can't
dude.
do anything.
When I went to college, I like the social aspect was like probably 50%. I was like, okay, well, or more. Let's be realistic. I was like, let's go to college. It's time. It's Rumspringa. Let's fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like, kids are going to college right now. And we're just like, damn, if we get caught partying, we'll get kicked out of college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not like get told to go back to your dorm or some shit.
It's like
Ain't
you
no
look like an
reprimand.
asshole.
Yeah. What was that?
You look like an asshole, pretty
Dude,
much.
for real. When I was in college, I would get like written up for a lot of bullshit, like really, really fast.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I got written up 4 first weeks of the semester in a row. So for 4 semesters in a row, I'll get written up by my RAs by the first week, like alcohol or some bullshit. But like that's like, I don't know, I guess it's not normal, but it's normal. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm getting written up for like breaking the normal college rules that you break, right?
Yeah.
Now these kids are like, it's gonna like hang out with their friends and technically be breaking the rules. Like they'll have like 8 or 9 homies in their dorm, and an RA will come knocking on the door like, is this a COVID party? Are you guys having a Corona gathering? Like, what the fuck is going on here, you know?
It could be so messy.
Yeah, no.
So messy.
I couldn't imagine that bullshit.
I'm kind of ecstatic that not only am I not in that position, but I'm at the perfect age for being like, hey, you know, this, and also when they said like, hey, you can hang out with 10 people in a room, but that's it. Like, that's usually my bread and butter anyway.
You're like, that's about as many people as I want to hang out with in a room anyway.
Yo, when they were like, oh yeah, you can have like 50 people outside and stuff, I was like, that's actually kind of nice for psych house.
Yeah.
Kind of way extremer numbers, so if extremer could be a word.
I wonder if people are gonna bug out and do like Halloween parties and shit this fall.
Yo, that's I think gonna be the ultimate.
Test.
Same way where people looked at, we kept the eye on what was 4th of July. We kept the eye, even with the Juneteenth barbecues and stuff. And
Which are crazy.
I'm sure like Labor Day, whatever have you, like those are gonna be the key. Like, can we keep this shit under control?
Oh, you're totally right. I'm over here talking about Halloween as if Labor Day is not in like 4 days.
Yo, when it's funny, I was looking at the calendar like, should I take off for Halloween? I was just like, because I think it's on a Friday this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
It could be.
yeah, either that or Saturday. And I was like, nah, there's no reason. Oh, we have the Waves concert, but who even knows if that's gonna happen?
That's not happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's indoors, isn't it?
That's at the,
Oh,
that's at the
100% not
Bowery.
happening. Yeah,
And the Bowery, they
What's the news on some of them clubs out there, like the Bowery?
well, they're just all closing one by one.
Yeah.
Like some of the bigger clubs, I'm assuming that have like, you know, whoever's sponsoring them are more like corporate people and less like run by DIY people and stuff. Like I'm assuming the DIY venues are dying first because they have no backup. They never expected to stop making money off of admissions or something. You
I know
what mean?
like one smaller spot, like Transpecos, they got their little backyard area, so they're doing outdoor performances. I know some are trying to convert rooftops and things of that nature.
That's cool.
But
Yeah.
shoot,
Hey man, I give any of these venues credit if they survive this bullshit. Like we just saw the other day, fucking Fat Blood on Twitter retweeted fucking Amoeba Music, the giant record store in LA, like changing locations. It was weird because it had like the neon signs like stripped from the top of like the signage or whatever, and it just looked like it was dead, and I was scared. I tweeted him back. I was like, oh my god, it's dead. He was like, nah, it's just moving locations. But like, okay, that's great, it's just moving locations.
but
it's
that
just
location in general is like,
I mean,
it never needed to move locations before.
yeah.
you know?
I mean, obviously, something of their stature is going to be able to survive it, just because they like, you know, but like anything else, it's just like not everything's going to be that big.
I totally agree in it, but I feel like we're definitely getting close to like
Oh yeah, no, how big?
how big can you be to survive this shit?
Even
like,
AMC has to sell a bunch of their major theaters to help survive this. Even
fucking
their,
crazy, yo.
You know,
it's fucking crazy, yo.
Dude, it's hard because it's definitely one of those things where like we're probably gonna go back in the winter. I think it's just gonna rub more people harsh. I don't know. I just gotta hold tight, I guess. But I think once in a while, because you know, it's very much a thing like, yeah, this shit's not happening to me, it's happening to the whole world. But once in a while, I allow myself to feel kind of annoyed over shit. Like the Waves thing, even said it now, it's like, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. We should have seen them all together live like fucking 5 months ago. Which
Hell yeah, man.
sucks.
I mean, what makes it even fucking worse is that like we're just, you know, like, I don't know. There's something about like summer coming to a close that's like, the summer was the bastion of the hope. Like you were still able to see people, even though shit was closed down and stuff. You could still see people because it's nice out. People are gonna be outside, but it's about to be like a New Jersey fall and winter, and it's about to be cold and like dreary, and we're still not gonna be able to do anything, right? And then we're gonna be able to look at the rest of the world who's kind of like beginning to chill a little bit. Like, you know, shit's still going fucking crazy everywhere, but like they're starting to chill. Like there's like parties and stuff, and there's festivals, there's social distance and shit. There's like festivals going on and stuff, and we're just sitting here going, I wish, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's alright though. It's okay. Again, at least we're not fucking going to college, right?
Absolutely, dude. Fucking. What do you think? How likely is it that, like, what 4 out of 5 kids are still gonna like have a party, or like
100%. I think some college kids already went back to college, and there's already like pictures and videos on Twitter of just like, and here's a college party. They've been here for 24 hours.
I think if those kids who are going back to school were watching the same adults that had like freaking RPGs and fucking machine guns protesting to open up the hair salons and the gyms in the first place, I'm sure like their thinking is like not too far off.
I feel you.
Yeah.
It was like, no, like, oh, you guys are fighting for this. Oh, like, it was like you see it on the news. Like, people are complaining, like, oh, yo, but you got the protesters over here, so why can't we do this? And everyone's gonna find a way to justify it.
Oh yeah,
They're also fucking stupid as fucking young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're not much older, but it's just like it's like the mob mentality almost. You get to college and you're just A, trying to have fun, and B, like you don't want to get in trouble, but if everyone else is kind of doing it, you're like, I mean, what are you gonna do? Kick all of us out, right? So like, as soon as you see some of your homies going to a party and some of them aren't, you get to choose now. Like, all right, like some of them are following the rules, but like some of them are going to that party though. And now you're in college, you're just like, I mean, I guess I'll go to the party, but like you stop thinking rationally at that point because you're trying to like be a part of, like that FOMO kicks in like big time. Like I like, for example, me, like if I was in college, if I was going to college right now in a week or whatever, and I would know, I think I would be even the type of person then to have the mindset of, okay, I know this COVID shit's going on. I can't go to parties or whatever. I know I love partying and I know I like doing that shit, but I know I can't, right? I know I can't. I gotta be smart. And then I would get to college and someone would tell me about a party and I'd be like,
You know how it's gonna happen?
I might gotta go to that motherfucking party, dude.
It's always gonna be. Everyone's gonna like try to like make it like seem like it's not like that party that's gonna get in trouble. It's like no. It's only gonna be like we're only letting 15 people in. We're only letting 15, 20 people in. And then you get there and there's already like 16, 17 people there, and
you're fucked.
And you're with 18, 19, 20. So you're like, okay, I guess we're not coming in. They're like, no, you guys can come. You guys can go.
Yeah, you guys are good.
And then an hour later, people are drunk.
Dude,
and more people just keep coming, and then it just keeps going.
There was some fucking there's some guy who was very clearly like a written up PSA. He's like, hey guys, just like in football, in life, you gotta, and it was some kind of analogy where he's like, yeah, there's been word about parties around campus. We will remind you that you can go get an offense, or you can go to you get kicked off campus if you're doing this. And someone quoted it like, yeah, I saw you playing Flip Cup like last night.
Yep.
And all the guys with the fucking football abbeys were like, oh, you're a snitch. I'm like, yeah, he's a fucking bitch though. Like, so where are we at right now?
Like just what you mentioned of football, when you can sit there and let like students flip cars, destroy property after winning a big game. You think that like they sit there like, oh no, they said we can't party.
I was literally gonna say the exact same thing.
They're not gonna cower to that.
It's like we obviously, because we're we're not in the situation and we're the smart ones and we're the ones who know better from here. We're going, wow, you're really calling him a snitch, like blah blah blah. But bro, think about, put yourself in their
culture
brain,
of college.
The culture of college. It's just totally just like, hey, yo. I thought you were cool.
Yeah, huh?
Like,
no,
what's good, bro? Like, none of us have COVID, dog. Like, we're all fucking, we all tested, we got the fucking antibodies, bro.
No, everyone,
like, we're fucking straight, bro.
Everyone's been at home and they went straight to Grassy. They're like, this is a plot against us.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude, like, absolutely. Like, you can't take that from the youth, bro. You obviously have to right now, but like thinking that you can, bro. The Beastie Boys said you gotta fight for your right to party.
That's right. Oh,
and
fuck.
I have seen that fight happen my whole life, bro. You know what I mean? Like from letting your music get played, you know what I'm saying? Like to people like rioting because they're not letting something go down. Like, bro, you think these college kids are gonna be like, okay,
No, yeah, 100%
Gotcha.
right.
no parties, word.
What we gotta do is gotta be done. You can even see it on the guy's face actually in the video. He's like, we can't have these parties. He's like, you can even see he's like, yeah, but fuck.
Bro,
I'm being made to say this.
One of you guys said it before, and like the craziest part is, it's just like this shit isn't gonna like get some of these kids in trouble or expelled. It's just gonna shut the school down.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like,
remote
all right,
classes.
well, like, yeah, but like, so some of these fucking schools are allowing like campus still. So one party ruins that. Like, okay, there was 75 people in one place together without masks for
Yeah.
3 hours.
And then they have to go to
And
other
now
separate
that
classes.
is an outbreak. Period. Just like it is.
Yeah.
That's what that fucking shit is. So it's just like, damn, kids, like, I feel you, man. I want to party too. But y'all understand that like this is way more make it and break it than you think it is.
Totally.
You know, it's way less like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, no, but they're at the most self-centered point in their lives.
That's
It's
true.
the most self-centered time in their life.
That's true.
Yo, they just want to party, bro.
Yo, for the at least listen.
They just want to wait 3 hours and pay $8 to get a shitty Keystone Light and enjoy it, man.
Listen, at the worst, at least we'll get the motherfucking, or at the best, at least we'll get all the videos on Twitter of all these
Oh,
parties
yeah.
getting raided and shit, because it'll probably be fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Full SWAT. just
Dude,
coming
full
in.
SWATs, but it's just like RAs and administration, just like deans in like full ties and like fucking SWAT suits. You're like, yo, what the hell's going on?
I think by like maybe spring, like spring things could be looking pretty solid, but maybe only because there's going to be an evident like second giant wave because of like things like this, like the school parties and shit
Bro,
like
the
that.
second wave was supposed to happen in like April.
Oh yeah, no, of course
You
it was
know what I'm
supposed to
saying?
happen, but like it hasn't happened yet.
I think that's the funny part too. It's just like, yeah, by spring we'll be good. But like we literally just finished having like a 20-minute conversation of like 19-year-olds just
Yeah.
like smoking weed on each other and grinding through denim
Hookahs.
and hookahs.
Ooh, they were sharing them
hookahs are the big
What
one.
else are the kids doing these days? Huh?
Bro, that's just
Yeah.
going to put it in the air.
I heard they're doing jewels out their assholes now.
Dude.
Asshole jewel.
Yo, California's trying to make
They
e-cigarettes
experiment with
illegal.
liquids.
Did they not make? Well, New Jersey made flavored e-cigarettes.
Yeah, the flavor.
Yes.
No, like
Yeah.
California's trying to like bans like e-cigarettes.
Oh wow,
I think
that's fucking
Sense.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, yo, that shit. This whole podcast is gonna sound like a fucking PSA now, but like, yo, those jewels, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, I like smoking cigarettes every now and then, but like, jewels, like, they're pretty addictive.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never owned one, but whenever like one of the homies has one, and like I see them smoking it, I'm just like, I mean, I do want to
Yeah,
ask
dude.
them if I could use it really quick.
You get that quick little nicotine rush, but it's not only that; it's about the accessibility. Like our old coworker Jamie, she was saying, like, yeah, it kind of sucks because I'll be laying in bed watching a movie, just ripping at this thing,
Jeweling away.
Yeah, you don't gotta go outside, and you don't have to have a whole cigarette. You just like, oh, it's just gonna be a quick burst of nicotine, yeah, and you're, oh,
I mean, how much more different is that than us like rolling a blunt or smoking or some shit?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
like literally before we came here, I was sitting in my room and I'd just been binging New Girl for like 2 weeks.
You
so
finished
I
it.
was finishing New Girl.
Nice.
It's very emotional. It was a great watch New Girl. It's amazing.
It's a good series.
I was finishing the last season and I rolled up a blunt and I face blunts all the fucking time. But like, you know, I try and be sort of conservative with them. So I'll like roll up a blunt. I'll tell myself, let's smoke half, put it out, and then we'll smoke the other half in like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. It's a little later, right? Bro, earlier today, I rolled up a blunt. I was just like laying in bed watching TV, smoking at it. And like by the end of it, I was just like, it's gone. I was like, what? And then I rolled up another one like a couple episodes later, same thing. So I could only imagine that being the same shit with the Juul. You just have it next to you. You're not even paying attention to the Juul. I wasn't paying attention to the blunt. I was watching TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not paying attention to the Juul. You're just like, it's around.
I mean-
Shit, that's how it is with the vape.
yeah. I was gonna say the fucking dab pen, especially not only accessibility, but the fact that you can really get your strain. So this one will be like, oh, it's straight indica. So I'll hit it. I'm like, I'm not even that high because I'm not feeling the sluggishness. So I'm just like a rocket ship
I
all
feel
day.
you.
Or you hit it 5 times just because it's right there and so easy, and then you're like me last episode. where you're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, like, can we cut back the clip from last week?
Yeah, Cam said he was a little zonked. I didn't. He also said that I said that you were the one that wasn't talking about. I don't
Yeah.
remember saying that.
I mean, that because you were zoned too, bro.
Oh yeah, you're probably
We all
right.
hit the pen.
I remember at one point I was just like, "Yo, I haven't talked in a while," and then I watched it back and I was like, Bro, that was probably like 45 seconds after you just talked.
Dude.
What were you talking about, man?
That happened to me on the first one, actually, because for a while it was like a test run, and I got stoned, and in the middle, all of a sudden, the topic was like, the value of the American dollar.
Oh,
It was
right,
like,
yeah.
fuck. And I forget how it came. Someone mentioned something about Westerns. I was like, I want to say something. I was like, HBO. And I started going in. I'm like, fuck, that was nothing. I spent the rest of it like, fuck.
Dude, there's like so many podcasts that I watch with, like, the people who like do the podcast though are like, their job is public speaking of some sort. Like, they are a author or a commentator or something, right? And then they'll guest, their guest will be like a comedian or something like that, right? So the flow of the conversation, you'll be watching it and you're like, dude, they're just talking, bro. It's so sick. Like, it's so easy, man. Like, wow, so great. And then we've sat here and been like, all right, guys, let's keep this this conversation moving. Like, I feel like there's definitely an art to the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I did early. It's almost like we had a couple of test episodes. We had one test episode, and the first one was kind of like getting our swing back, but also in a big way. Our attempted podcast of last year, very huge success so far, was the test.
Terrible name. I hate that name now for some reason.
Yeah, I feel like now that we don't have it, like at the moment, like that's pretty us. But now it's like, well, yeah, but it doesn't. It's not a title.
Yeah, that game. You know what's so funny about that title too? I think I remember likening it to, like, Curtis Connor has his podcast called Very Good Podcast. And I remember when we made very huge success so far, and his podcast is like episode like 100 or something. So I remember I just saw it recently, and I was just like, those names are very similar. Like, Very Good Podcast and Very Huge Success so far. I was just like,
It's also very ambitious. There were about like 7 of us on, and we'd be passing around a mic. Like, we had 4 mics.
There's so many of us.
Oh,
bro.
and we also named like the podcast on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that was what the podcast was about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
good concept.
it was, and it was like a test run for this almost, because we tried it. You know, we have like some of the chops coming into it.
Yeah.
And now
I mean,
we're
we all know
doing
how to talk to each other anyway. I think you could tell when there's when the motherfuckers ain't homies. You know what I'm saying? We homies first. You know what I'm saying?
You just kind of pinned them down. It's like,
Yeah. Who are you? Who are you, motherfucker?
But dude, you remember for a while there was actually, and still might be the case, where like there were bad carts for the dab pen. Get them on like Instagram. Kids were just dying.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. I actually remember the very first time I saw the like one of those like fake ass designer carts. I think it was like a Supreme cart. Someone had sold me a Supreme cart, and I'm a pretty logical person, and I know when things make sense or don't. But I even looked at the cart and I was like, oh, dope. Supreme made some carts, dude. Like, sick, dude. Like, this is probably some good ass weed or whatever, right? Not knowing it's just like some box someone bought from like AliExpress and like put like some probably like CBD.
It's funny that
not even fucking weed.
It's funny that they all steal stuff, because even the one that re-shared in the chat today, the fucking Gasamigos.
Gasamigos, bro. We gotta put that fucking picture up.
Yo, we're gonna put that up. Yo, so it 100% Gasolino. That's the shit that got me on it. But also,
100%
it still has
Gasolina.
George Clooney's fucking signature look on it, and
that's
I was
so
like,
illegal.
that's not the brightest thing to do.
I
but,
mean,
you know.
have you guys seen the weed bag stores? Like, they literally just sell different weed bags. Hold on, I'll show you a picture of it right now. So it's like, you know how like all those really, really good bags of weed, all those like super designer weeds now will come in like the Runts pack
Cookies.
or the cookies or whatever. Now there's stores that sell, like, you know how you go to the mall and there's like those specialty stores that just sell socks or whatever. It's a store that just sells baggies, and it's called Baggies.
Oh, they got the
Makes
Telfar
sense.
joint?
Yeah, dude. Well, oh yeah, they do have the Telfar Runts, bro. Dude, I don't know. I've smoked a lot of that designer ass weed and shit, like in Cali and here. It's good as fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
It's just like super expensive. It's rapper. That rapper weed be a little expensive for me.
It's the rapper lifestyle.
I know. Yeah, it's like
And he knows.
Yeah, Reed.
yeah, dude.
Reed has paid the cost to be the boss.
Reed, do you think you'll ever climb back up Kush Mountain? You know what I mean?
Sometimes it happens. I mean, it almost happened last year. I don't know if I talked about it last time, but as for those who don't know and didn't catch from earlier episodes, I don't smoke so well anymore.
Yeah, we make fun of him a lot. They probably know by now. It's probably the only running gag.
Oh yeah, I mean shit. I'm actually drinking for once. The first two I was like on an antibiotic. It's like, here's my water glass. Now he's got a fucking Yingling.
Turn up, dude.
But yeah, fucking. I've learned to work to my advantage. But the short of it is that like I smoked a ton one day after doing a short film, and I've been up all night. No water, no real food, just a lot of sugar juice and snacks. And mid smoke, I was like, heart feels kind of funny, and started beating like crazy. Thought I was dying. Turns out it was just a panic attack. But yeah, now like every time I smoke, sometimes it's like the first time out of nowhere.
I'll never forget like back when Reed first started telling me about like his like weed anxiety situation. Like he was like, yeah, man, I don't know. It's like big buildings kind of fuck me up, and like the sky. And I was like, the sky? Like the sky fucks you up? And he always kind of like, obviously I'm gonna hear you out. I feel you, like whatever, bro.
And you're very good at like helping me stay centered. Not even by being like, you're gonna be okay, just being like, hey, you're good. Like,
yeah, oh, and cool, and I'm just saying that because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you mean by the sky. Like the sky always fucking been there.
I know what he means.
But so do I, because we left the movie theater one time, and they were repaving the parking lot of the movie theater, right? So we walk into the theater and we're high as fuck, and Reed looks up and there's like no cars and there's just like big blue summer sky, and he's like, Angel, like this is what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of like, imagine right now a big crane just picks me up and lifts me at the sky. And I was just like, I thought about it for a second and I was just like very high as well, and I was like, no, yeah, dude, that's pretty scary, actually. Like,
dude,
I kind of hear you. If I was afraid of that, I would not want to get high that much either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And, like, it's funny because it happens sometimes on psychedelics. It's easier to be like,
that's silly or whatever.
Yeah, or like, look at me like, almost like, I think we were at a Mad Lib, and I remember getting the idea of, like, I was just focusing too much on the height of the trees. I'm like, oh, there's so much space. And I went, and just physically manipulated my areas. But on the same token,
can you not do that when you're just stoned?
No, because when you're
that was some Matrix shit you just did.
Yeah, dude, you just like changed the size of the world around you. That's kind of impressive,
dude. I want to be like Neo at the end.
You gave me some of the greatest like game smoking weed too, though. Like you were fun with it. My favorite was the
van one,
like the van one. So like you go smoke weed somewhere, like when you're a kid, so you have to go in the forest or some shit. You know, you couldn't smoke at your house.
Good time.
So like we'll be walking around and we were like, all right, so every van that we see is FBI or CIA, and they're looking for us. So like, you just keep walking, and eventually you notice like, oh, that's a van. It's kind of funny, like it's parked over there. Let's walk in a different direction just to keep going.
Yep.
And then you see another van like seconds later drive down the street, and you're like,
wait a second,
what the fuck?
I remember there was times
you're just so stoned. You're like, wait a minute, like what the fuck?
It's like almost reasonable enough. Like it could be that, but like I think there was just a few times where I'm like, okay, it's fine. If we see 10 though, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
I remember one time we saw like 3 or 4 like on a walk home, and we were like, all right, we need to get the fuck somewhere now.
Reed, you really were a pretty excitable person to be stoned around back when we were little. Like it's so funny.
That's so disturbing. Like when we were little.
Well, when we were like 17.
No, it's
16,
true.
You know what I mean? But like it's so funny. Like I remember like watching all those like stoner movies growing up and shit. Like Harold and Kumar and stuff, and like watching like people do stuff to them while they were stoned and watching them freak out and being like, man, that's not like what being high is like. Like you don't freak out when people like puts a fake box around your head. Like who the fuck does that? Until Reed started doing stuff to us while we were high, and I was just like, I feel embarrassed about how much I'm freaking out right now. Like Reed used to have like this camcorder, like the camcorder we have here, but he would plug the headphones into the camcorder and tell you to put them on, and he would call it the Matrix. So you were getting the feed from the microphone into your headphones, so you were like hearing a microphone feed but looking around at the real world, and he was just like, don't worry, you're in the Matrix, it's fine. I know you're hearing it a little weird, but don't be worried. And like you're like the first time smoking weed, I'm like, Reed, cut it out, you're scaring me. I don't know how, dude, it's kind of full circle that you can't handle your shit now, dude.
I was gonna say I think a lot of what happened was that I did this thing I'd call it Fear Factor. We'd be back behind deals.
man.
I think we mentioned it.
Oh my god.
And there's a log there. I'm like, all right, so put your feet flat on the ground and grip underneath the log.
Oh, I used to love
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I hated this shit, dude. It was so trippy.
Yeah.
You gotta keep yourself tight, like
So
sort of
trippy.
like replicate the tension of what's about to happen. It's like tighten your muscles, like look down straight. Oh, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. 89, you gotta do it with us.
It's not very effective in the room though.
We're playing Fear
But
Factor.
it's kind of funny.
Yeah, there's no sky.
But you look down at the ground beneath you, and then look up at like the trees and the sky beyond it, and then down again and up again, so you know. And then you look down, and then hold tight and tighten muscles because gravity's been reversed, and if you let go, you're going to fall up. Yeah, like the tension's supposed to be like you hanging it on from that height. And I think you're right. I think I've thought about it over years. I did it so much. And then I started to reach points in life where I was easily dehydrated and just worried. And so you combine all those factors, and I'd be walking in the middle of like parking lots back from smoking with friends or like just on the street. And I'm like, what if I fall in the sky right now? Like
Yo.
without the sitting on the log, just walking at random, like, what if you...
What if Fear Factor just happened without you like starting it?
Yeah, dude.
Yo, Reed, you know what you gotta do? You gotta face your fear and face the sky for once. You
I think I'd have to next time I have a...
gotta skydive.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
Yo.
I might have to.
That man David Blaine had to skydive 500 times to do his trick.
What trick?
Oh, that's right. Reed doesn't know. All right, so it was supposed to be today, and good thing it didn't have. It's gonna happen tomorrow. So David Blaine's next trick is called Ascension, and so imagine like the way he explains it is like imagine the childlike image of like a kid holding a bunch of balloons and like floating up into the sky. He's just gonna do that for real with like giant balloons.
And they're all colorful.
They're like giant, enormous balloons. I'll get a picture up.
Oh, my God.
And he's gonna fly up into the sky pretty much until he disappears, and then he's gonna skydive down. But he's not gonna be wearing the parachute on the way up
Because he's a sicko.
because he is David motherfucking Blaine, baby.
So he's not good. He's just going to be...
where-
So the
where's
parachute is gonna be attached to the balloons. So
Okay.
this is what it's gonna look like. He's gonna be flying into the sky
Okay.
in balloons like that, 26,000 feet into the sky. Without a parachute on, the parachute's going to be attached to the balloons. So he has to put the parachute on while he's 20,000 feet up in the sky and then skydive. And then he has to,
Land safely
navigate and
somehow.
land safely and all that David Blaine shit.
Can you imagine watching this?
Figure that out.
Yeah, like
Of course you can.
he's up there and like just say like he's doing like this, and like he falls and you have the thoughts of being like, oh my God, David Blaine's going to die. But like also it's not going to happen for like another minute.
You have like 45 seconds until impact.
You just gotta like
Oh my God.
deal with that reality.
That is so
Yeah, no, yo, like-
dark.
Terrible.
Yeah, like what if the parachute just like somehow just gets dislodged and it just
Yeah,
falls off while he's
bro.
climbing up and he just watches the parachute pack just
Now
fall
I know enough
like
about
right next to him. Like,
I know
yo.
enough about magic acts to know that, I would not be too hard pressed or that surprised if something does malfunction with the parachute, or if they forgot it, or if
Right.
something extra happened.
Oh, yeah,
where
he
David
still
Blaine
manages-
has to David Blaine even more.
Yeah. I was going to say he should take it an extra step further and put the key up his ass. And like he has to like unlock something. So it's like, yeah, he has to fist himself before he does it. So he has to put himself in extreme conditions already.
Well, dude, think about the shit that he has to legitimately have to go through. Like 26,000 feet up in the air. That's like no oxygen anymore. You're freezing,
Oh my
freezing
God.
cold.
He's
Right.
used to both of those already.
Yeah, you're definitely right. He put himself in a block of ice and he stood in the water.
The
for
man
8
literally
minutes.
eats glass. Like I remember it's like, you want to know how David Blaine eats glass? He eats glass.
eats glass.
He just literally eats glass.
He was just on Joe Rogan doing the motherfucking frog swallow that he's done a million times. I think he does it for his act now. And Joe was just like, so what do you do? Like, what's the trick? He's like, I swallow a frog. He was like, that's it. He sat there and he drank about like 9 bottles of water straight. Just 9 bottles of water. And while Joe Rogan sat there and fucking laughed and was like, this is insane. He's like, why are you drinking so much water? Is it for you? He's like, no, it's not for me. It's for the frog. He's like, I want there to be enough water for
So it
the
doesn't
frog
die.
so it doesn't die down there. He sits there and he keeps the frog in his shit for a while. And he fucking pukes the frog back up, puts it back in the jar. what? Like, are you
That's
fucking
sick.
kidding me, bro?
Abracadabra.
It's the only high he has anymore. In fact, I feel like maybe he has to do that in bed or he just can't finish.
He has to fucking eat a frog in the middle of sex to come, dude. If the girl's like, we've been really going at it for a long time now. He's like, all right, just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
And he leaves the room and he comes back in with the jar. He's like, I just have to do this really quick.
Can you imagine?
Gulp.
Oh no.
All right, let's get back to
So-
it. He starts fucking her again, bro. Yeah, that's hot.
What if he had a difficult time, like just finishing, and then he realized, oh, I know what it is, and he just pukes up the fucking frog?
Oh my god,
No,
he's like,
dude.
my cum was being blocked by frog.
I was gonna say like one of two things happens. Like she thinks that he's finally able to be with her without the frog because she didn't see and she's happy at the end like oh thanks like oh god damn it
He's
you
like,
had the
"God
frog I
damn
knew
it,
you had the frog
was in there. God damn you.
or like the way you said it makes more sense like that he has to leave the room real quick and when he comes back he's like I'm sorry I came when I was out there.
Does that make more sense? Does that make more
No,
sense?
yeah, I think that one does.
The second he hits the frog like oh god.
Did you guys ever want to be a magician or do magic or anything like that?
Yeah, I wanted to learn a few card tricks.
Yeah.
At like some points in my life, I remember, but nothing really crazy.
I think usually there's once every 2 or 3 years I'll really get into magic YouTube and I'll be like all right, let's learn sleight of hand, and then I'll watch some tutorial video with some deck of cards and I'm like, okay, I was not built for sleight of hand. I could not do this at all. This is hard.
Remember the guy he'd come on the air he'd be like he'd look like this be like
Yeah, bro.
what was his deal? He was okay sometimes.
I think you just described every magician.
Are you talking about Chris Angel? I feel like that's the other main.
he was definitely the first one I saw that was mostly a social media guy. Like, now before you go continue, but he wouldn't say. It'd be on a piece of paper, like make sure you follow me.
Was he a social media magician?
Yeah,
Those guys are. I think that's a.
They usually do math.
There's a mix of
yeah, the math one.
them being actually actual magicians and them just doing a lot of weird digital camera tricks and stuff, which is what fucked me up with Chris Angel growing up because I was the biggest Chris Angel fan ever. When I first moved to Rahway, I loved Chris Angel. He was my favorite. That was one of my favorite TV shows.
Yeah, the way.
And when YouTube
he had his
first,
time.
dude, that was my shit.
That man
Chris
pushed
Angel.
a palm tree.
He was super popular, and he is
Walk the water.
extremely detrimental to magic.
Oh
Just
yeah.
period. He's so bad for magic, but he did have a wave going for a while. And when he was really, really popular, he YouTube was just coming out at the exact same time. It was 2006, 2007. And I remember one of the first things I ever looked up on YouTube back in the day was Chris Angel magic tricks revealed. Because I was just so no one's gonna reveal his tricks. They're unrevealable. He's a magician. He sold his soul to Satan for magic entertainment tricks, And then I looked them up, and they just explained every fucking one of his tricks, just so easily. He walked on water at the Luxor
It was
pool,
glass,
in which
right?
he was just walking on glass. They had people swimming underneath him, so it was just how could he be walking on anything if there's someone sleeping underneath him? But it was just a box, a hollow box, so they could swim through the legs of the box, right? They had this one trick where this is the one for me that I was explain this one though. Is he really fake? Explain this shit, right? Yeah, he went through a wood chipper, guys.
Oh,
I
no.
remember
Put
that
himself
one.
in a motherfucking coffin, and he went through a wooden coffin, and he went through a wood chipper. And of course, all great magic tricks go, the trick went wrong, and the motherfucking wood chipper shot out wood and blood chunks. So as a kid, I was like, oh my God, Chris Angel went through a wood chipper. The trick went wrong. Not thinking about the fact that if somebody actually went through a wood chipper, they'd stop production and not put the episode out.
They just put that episode out.
You know what I mean?
edited and everything.
Why would they put that out on the air, right? So I looked online and went to go see it, bro. You know how this motherfucker did this trick, bro? It was just a camera trick. They showed one shot of him being in the motherfucking thing, and then he just went behind the motherfucking wood chipper.
Oh.
And at the end, there's the blood and guts and shit. And then everyone's like, Chris Angel's dead. And then at the end he went, like he used to do. He's like, I'm here, I'm alive. But he was just crouching behind a wood chipper the whole
Just
time.
waiting,
I'm
like-
like, man, you suck, bro.
He had
Like,
a lot of.
that wasn't even a trick.
He had a lot of behind the scenes people always working with him for a lot of his
Yeah,
tricks,
I
like
think his
people
whole
to pass
shit-
him stuff and switch stuff off with people. He had a lot of people always like with him.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of like plants and shit in his crowd.
You know what I liked? I liked the ones, I don't know what you'd call them, but like the big stadium TV magicians who'd be like, all right, stay with us now. And it was usually something along the lines of, put your hand somewhere on the TV. And you have one of these 7 squares. And they'd get me.
Yeah, mentalists, dude. Mentalists are.
They do it.
That is. See, now that's going into like weird versions. Like, because magic is so incredible because like there really is so many layers to it. Like, sleight of hand is just misdirection. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to look over here and I'm doing something over here. So it confuses you about what I'm doing over here, right? And then, but like, so that's just like quick thinking and shit, reflex. But like mentalism, like when you have like the guys at the theater who wrote something in an envelope before the show started and they pick a random person from the crowd and ask them a bunch of questions and they go, thanks for your answers. All right, guys, I don't know this person at all. You all know you came here with this person from home, but I wrote all the answers in this envelope like 14 hours ago. And you're like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. And then they open the envelope and you're like, Red Ball, New York City, 1975. And you're like, oh my God, that's what she said. That's exactly what she said. That shit's fucking weird.
Yeah.
But that's just all like suggestiveness and
Yeah.
like, those aren't even plants. Like that shit's just real.
No,
like
they know how to cue answers and stuff.
Dude,
pretty
like
much.
they'll have like the posters in the hallway on the way into the show all have a red ball on them. Or like they'll only play songs from the band in 1975 before the fucking show starts. So that number stuck in your head. Like that's some weird suggestive shit. Isn't it like brainwashing? Like brainwashing your crowd?
Kind of.
It's definitely more than it isn't.
Would you do that to your crowd? Would you?
You're implanting a thought. It's almost like Inception.
Whoa, it is Inception.
Dude. Yeah, but instead of doing it with, hey, we're going to steal this money or plans, it's, hey,
Support this product.
1975.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna make you complete my magic trick.
Yeah, so it's an ego
It's,
thing.
it's the same thing with advertising.
Yeah, I mean they say that. Isn't that like I forget what that's called, like something programming, predictive programming or some shit like that. It's like they make you like used to some. I'm definitely getting this wrong, but it's something like they condition you to like accept things on TV the way they are without questioning things. It's like
Subliminal.
yeah, I mean think of all the like cartoon violence and shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like desensitizes probably a good amount.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because you say that, it reminds me how like was it Shaun of the Dead? Like they can't say some of the dirtier words when they show it on TV, but they showed a zombie falling onto like a pipe and just guts
yeah.
coming out.
That's just more of an American thing though, right? Like our censorship. Because
Yeah.
around the world they're more
The reverse,
cautious
yeah.
about like blood and guts and shit.
Yeah.
Like in China, although this is a terrible example. Like I know in China, like for example, in Counter-Strike, you don't die in Counter-Strike. When you kill a character in Counter-Strike, they go like on their knees and like surrender instead of dying because they don't
Oh
want
my
to show
God.
dying at all. So like I think the movies are super censored and shit too. I mean, what would you guys prefer?
I think in France they they let cursing rock on radio.
Yeah, and sex scenes too in movies.
I think America is definitely being a little bit more lenient on both. Like, cause I remember hearing about the FCC rules on cable, and them being like, oh yeah, cable does not have to follow those rules. That's for network television and for radio. Like,
Right.
cable can curse all the
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
cable can
they
do whatever
fucking
they want, pretty
Like
much.
HBO, like I remember growing up and thinking HBO's like premium cable.
Oh, yeah.
Like they can do whatever. They could have porn on there.
Yeah.
It's just like Cartoon Network could show porn if they motherfucking want. They shouldn't, but they could if they want. They follow the same rules technically. Like what was it, Mr. Robot? They dropped a couple F-bombs on Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sons of Anarchy had fucks. Well,
Sons of Anarchy had
maybe not.
maybe not fucks, but they definitely had like explicit sex scenes and violence.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah, but that's not as bad as.
Oh right,
fuck.
saying fuck. Yeah, you're
Not
right.
as bad as saying fuck.
Adult Swim would get pretty like whatever they want after like 3 a.m. 2
I remember watching Adult Swim's show Akira,
Anime titties.
and
Yeah,
they were
that's what I say,
like
cartoon
and
stuff,
they were
they
like
weren't
it was the scene where like the homegirl's getting beat up by the biker dude,
Oh, yeah.
and he like rips her shirt off and like hits her or whatever, and me preparing for it's a really visceral scene, and me watching it and knowing that it's that the scene coming up, I'm like, all right, they're not going to show that, but Adult Swim was like branding it as showing Akira uncensored midnight on Saturday, and then like I watched it and they showed that scene just like that, blood and everything, and I was like, whoa.
Dude.
I don't know if I've seen some shit like that on TV. Like,
You an adult, right? You an adult, right?
welcome to Adult Swim, bitch. Welcome to Adult Swim, bitch. Go home.
Get your soft ass out of here if you ain't no adult.
Get out the motherfucking pool, motherfucker. If you can't handle this shit, it's Akira, bitch. Uncensored, bitch.
Dude.
Real.
I forget
Real over here.
I forget where I was watching it, but I was definitely watching Yu Yu Hakusho on Adult Swim and watching it somewhere else. And I think I watched it to somewhere else first and then Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Mm-hmm. What?
I mean,
Like a
dude,
comparison.
if we're gonna talk about the censorship on like anime and stuff, like that shit's totally different. Like,
Yeah.
So, Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball Z is a very controversial looking character, just in general, right? But like, he looks the way he does. It is what it is. Whatever. He looks like that. You know what I mean? It looks like exactly what you think it does. So what does like so Dragon Ball Z has been dubbed and subbed in a bajillion different ways, but the 4Kids dub of it, what do they do to Mr. Popo to I guess not make him offensive anymore, guys? What do you take your guess? Take your guess. They made him luminescent blue,
Oh.
See that shit?
which is just like just fucking leave him the way he was,
'cause-
bro. Like,
Because now,
come on.
before,
They're killing each other on the show, though.
right? Yeah, and beforehand, at least there was like a distinct look. Now it's like, well, that looks like Grimace.
Yeah, dude, he looks like the fucking does Grimace the McDonald's motherfucker?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, that is that guy, right?
Yeah, but dude, yeah, it's like the whole thing with recently with like all the protests that started happening in June, and a lot of networks were like, well, now we will remove this episode from our programming because we stand with Black Lives versus Looney Tunes, like Looney Tunes, like even they were like, hey, there's some fucked up shit in this episode, but we're leaving it because
No, but in the
you should
context.
remember what the world was like, kids. And then Porky Pigs already says some goofy shit, but then other crazy shit happens, but they leave it, and it's definitely, I feel like, a lot more. Like I remember we were talking about this beforehand, and I might have felt differently in the moment. I was like, yeah, it's cool. But I'm like, then you're like, no. I'm like, wait, it's a good point because they're just rewriting history at that point.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. So that's the context of television. In the context of history, wouldn't that be just not putting that shit in textbooks?
yeah,
Just being
100%.
instead of saying what textbooks say now, be like, look, this is what happened. Sorry
yeah.
about that, but this is what happened.
Well, I
You
mean,
know what
pretty much you just put like, hey, there's old offensive stuff in this. If you don't want to watch it, don't
exactly,
watch it.
dude. They took away fucking the Dungeons and Dragons episode of Community.
I was
on
about to say
Netflix.
that just because he was a dark elf.
Yeah, bro.
Like-
Which, I mean, dark elves are like the most racist character in the history of like fantasy. Just the idea of regular elves are
And then
great,
dark elves, yeah.
and dark elves are bad. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
get it. It's like I don't get it.
It addresses
but I-
racism within the role playing community as well. Though.
D and D
was evil.
D&D is fucking racist as fuck. That's
Yeah.
that's a podcast for a whole nother day too. though.
Yeah, dude, fucking. But the censorship thing is wild. Like at least on an American front, because what's it called? There's a part. And spoilers for The Walking Dead, but hey, this is like 5 years old, people.
Fuck that show anyway.
Yeah, no, dude. Wow, so many ups and downs. And it's on 10 now. That's insane.
It's still on.
Fuck The Walking Dead.
So halfway in, fucking
Still
like
wait, it's still going?
yeah, and it's like totally. I mean, it apparently got better, but then it did the same thing, and got worse again.
Sure,
but
I stopped after 3.
yeah,
like
Exhibit A. Fuck The Walking Dead.
Fuck
Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
So,
Walking Dead.
dude, fucking so in the end of season 4, they wind up in like this campsite where it's like very clearly like a trap for capturing people, and they're all in a bin. So the season ends, and season 5 starts, and they're all taken to a human slaughterhouse, like uncut, no camera cuts, just one shot. A guy is clacked on the head with a metal bat,
Damn.
and throat slit,
Oh,
and
fuck.
pours into a basin. They do this one by one with people, like a human slaughterhouse.
They like show that shit?
Yep.
Oh wow.
And the end of season 4 ends with Rick going, "They're gonna feel pretty stupid when they find out." And someone goes like, "Find out what?" He says, they're screwing with the wrong people. What the fuck? You have a human slaughterhouse.
We just murdered many people.
Yeah.
You guys really shouldn't mess with us. It's like, damn, dude, you couldn't say anything that kind of felt a little stronger than that.
Characters will be like fucking, and their flannels will cover their breasts. It's like,
You know, it actually ends up having a hilarious effect because, like I said before, Mr. Robot, USA, I think, just said fuck it, and they were just like, what our advertisers haven't left because we used a couple of fucks. Like, I guess we can do it now. So Mr. Robot used it like pretty every now and then, and it had such a hilarious effect when you hear a fuck on television. Like where there's still like a network logo on the bottom right, and it's not like a movie or something, and you hear him go fuck. You're just like, you guys hear that shit? The motherfucker just
It's like your mom. It's like your mom could be right behind you.
Yeah, dude, you're listening. Whoa, Rami Malek just said a bad word, bro.
it's funny when you catch those in unexpected spots. Even like, I forgot what I was saying too. That like, I feel like fourth grade, I was swearing like it was Stand By Me, and I was like a little Stephen King thing, like what the fuck's up with this bitch's fucking problem, you know? But then in the same context, one of my mom's friends, this guy named Mike, I was just driving with him when I was like, I gotta go with your mom to work day.
Mom's friend Mike.
Mom's friend Mike. Mom's friend Mike. No, yeah, shout out Mike McHenry, the man. And he was there driving. He's like, whoa, look at this fucking llama. Like, you swore? Like, it just threw me off so fucking heavily.
I think just recently, although I don't do it just because I guess it's disrespectful according to like society, but like just recently, like when I'm like at like I was at my sister's gender reveal or like we're at a barbecue or something around family, I'll be throwing around a couple fucks and shits around the parents now, and I'll be like, yeah, they know I'm just passionate about what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? When me and my dad talk about like Trump or some shit, I'd be like, it's a fucking idiot, right? And my mom's like, yeah, for real. And I'm like, you agreed with me when I called him a fucking idiot, Mom.
Yeah.
As long as you don't direct the
At them,
vulgarity
right?
at them,
Yeah,
it's
good
fine.
point. That's a good point.
Word.
Yeah, the second that happens, all out the window.
Out the window.
And rightfully so. Oh, cool. Can I have a beer, please?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
What else
cool
we
beer.
talking about today, guys? 89. What's your thoughts about Jamaican Adele?
Oh, dear.
How do you feel about Jamaican Adele? She's got that
really-
shit pondy far away.
I saw it and I thought it was Katy Perry, and then I saw it was from her own Instagram account, and I was like, why would you post She looked so
Yo,
like
what blew me.
unsure of herself.
Let's pull it up real quick.
She looked so unsure of herself. Like, is this appropriate?
Yeah.
for online.
I was here with 89, and we said that because she has this face where she's like, oh.
Yeah, no, she didn't look like she was like quite fully like enjoying herself, but I'm sure she did.
So I'm gonna ask, where
does.
do you feel uncomfortable about it? For me, it's the hair that makes me feel most uncomfortable.
I think that's why because
For me,
the
like,
hair's made me one thing about Katy Perry off rip.
Yeah,
Like this
I
is like
feel
this is
that.
like a Katy Perry
The
thing.
thing that makes me uncomfortable the most, I'm going to be honest with you, is how she is uncomfortable. There's
Yeah.
something about the way she's looking at this picture, at looking at us right now, where it's just she's just like,
she's unsure.
I'm not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, dude.
Like, is this acceptable?
So much so that, like 89 said before, I was like, damn, yo, Adele's really going to be upset when she gets online and she saw someone posted a picture of her at Nottingham of Carnival. And then we looked down and it just said, Adele, posted by Adele on her Instagram. I was like, oh shit, you were bugging. I was like, oh my
Dude,
God, what were you thinking, bro?
Why would there's so much going on in 2020. Why would you want to like add to that?
Why add to
would you
it?
do
Yeah,
that?
it was funny
Why
'cause
would you do that to us?
I went through the
At
comments.
least enjoy yourself. Like, give us.
I went through the comments just to see the reactions, and I saw one person was like, "Oh, a lot of people don't get it. Like us Jamaicans, we love when people like love our culture." I was like, "Yeah, there are gonna be people like this. Okay, this is gonna be okay." And I scroll down a little bit more, and you get some people, and you just see one person's like, "I am Jamaican. This is not appropriate. Take this down immediately." And I was like,
Bro.
"Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people like that too. They're just not gonna be okay with this."
Listen, I'm not
because-
Jamaican. I don't have the say on if
Yeah.
my culture is not being appropriated, right? I'm sure someone's culture is being appropriated
Yeah.
for sure. However, That shit is fucking hilarious.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a funny
That
picture.
bitch looks fucking
No, it
crazy,
looked like
man.
like there was a good time around her. There was several other Jamaican men
Oh,
around her
bro.
just cheering her on like it was a goddamn.
You
street
know
right
there were strong black Jamaican men around her just gassing her head all the motherfucking way up. Her tight Bantu knotted head up,
You're
bro.
out there in Notting Hill, out here in the festival in London.
Damn, she saw she was going to Notting Hill, so she was making
She went to Notting Hill.
Notting Hill.
Notting
Carnival. Yep.
Shout out Hugh Grant.
Thanks for that British accent just out of nowhere,
I
man.
can't
She got
do
to
those.
Notting Hill. Yeah, I think it's definitely the look for me because it's
What?
it's like no, not like
Yo,
the whole
I
look.
would love to see you in feathers.
It's the look for me. No, the look in her eyes because we were talking about it earlier. I was like, so you know this is iffy.
Yeah.
She's out here
no,
like
the pose is very.
Well, it's not okay. Listen, we've all stepped out in something that we're like when the door to our room is closed and we're wearing it, we're like, damn, I'm gonna really kill the game with this shit tonight. Like I'm gonna step out, it's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy. But as soon as we open that door and there's other people out, you're like, I hope this goes over well. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
wearing overalls
But you
today.
better-
You know what I mean? Like I hope. Like in the room, I was like, damn, I'm pulling these overalls off. As soon as you open that door, you step outside your house, you're like, I hope people don't look at my fucking overalls. So maybe in her room, she was just like, damn, me looking fine, Adele looking really hot this weekend. I'm going to fucking kill the man. And then as soon as she stepped down, someone was like, yo, Adele, pose for a picture. She was
Yeah.
like, feathers. I don't know. I said
That's.
fire
I
to
mean,
the
that's
rain.
the difference. It's
And
like
she-
when you go
and she
pose
would
your
have
party.
posted the pic herself.
Yeah, when you go pose your party, it's like, all right, how many people are going to see it? Like 30 people? Are you posting a pic of you in your overalls?
She was at Notting Hill Carnival. Though,
Oh, yeah, no,
which is
100%,
like
yeah.
there's a ton of people in public. I mean, listen,
I do feel that way.
it's
though.
Adele. She's not nothing gonna happen to her.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
She didn't do anything extremely egregious.
No.
To be honest with you, she wore a bikini with a Jamaican flag on it
Look
and
nice.
some Bantu knots.
They were
Is
saying
she
pretty.
fucking Is she fucking super bugging? Yeah,
It's funny.
Yes.
It's kind of funny.
but you know, I
No,
don't-
yeah, I
if
mean-
People have
think
done way worse.
it's
and are still
probably like
fine.
one of the softer versions of cultural appropriation that we've seen. I mean,
Yeah, we had with Chet back in February.
oh no, Chet can't do that shit.
I know,
Chet Hanks cannot do that shit.
dude, it was rough. And the funny thing is, there's that one video
What
where he
did
does
Chet,
it.
what did Chet Hanks do?
Oh, Chet Hanks.
He's like the really buff dude,
I'm
right?
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. So where is this? 105. Yeah, we got Chet.
Tom Hanks' son, correct?
Yeah.
They don't want no MAGA gal. They want them gal thick and firmer. You see me?
Tim.
I saw that video. I didn't know that was him. Oh, that's
Dude,
hilarious.
That's a Hanks. In
Tom
fact,
Hanks raised him good.
Oh, that's
they
hilarious.
had that fucking what's it called? There's a lot of that going around, and then the next time we was to Oscars, and Chet just wasn't there. Colin was there. The rest
yeah.
of the kids were there.
Nah.
But like, yeah,
Oh,
Chet,
yeah,
Chet
that's
was
right.
not invited.
Tom was like, no.
No,
Chet.
Tom told Chet he could definitely come. Chet had to go to Notting Hill Carnival, bro. Chet had something to do that night, bro.
He's like, I'm going with Adele.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a power couple right
Oh
there.
yeah, dude, that's like the current
Oh,
meme.
no.
It's like that old fucking like
yeah.
that dance hall song. It's like you are my mister, you are my miss. That's fucking Adele. Chet.
Real
Singing to
shit
each
though,
other.
like all the like Adele dancehall remixes that people have been coming out with.
Hot as fuck, bro.
Fire.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, I
Fire.
came up with one
Every
last
single
night.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys.
Oh yeah,
had
no,
one,
that shit was
right?
fire. Your mixing was great.
Yo, listen, bro, I'm out here. Listen, Adele.
Adele got the Spotify numbers up right now.
Hit me
off
up.
that stupid ass picture.
No, Adele, she killed the game with that shit. There's something about like celebrities when they do wild shit like that where they have to know that they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when Drake comes out with like that song that when Drake came up with Tootsie Slide, but he knew it was A, not really that cool of a song, B, the dance wasn't really a dance,
Yep.
and like he was showing off his giant amazing house in the middle of a lockdown quarantine. It's like, you know what you're doing when you put this video out. Like Adele, you know you about to fuck the internet up when you
Yep.
fucking post this picture, bitch. Like you know you about to fuck the internet up.
Dude,
There's
yeah.
no way Adele posted that picture and was just like, all right, don't have to check my phone for a while. It's just gonna be like
I hope
me
no one sees
posting-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, it's just gonna be a regular Instagram post. I was like, nah, you are going to stop the presses because what are you doing, Adele?
Dude, for sure. I mean, even on like smaller scales, I think this is just me as a classic overthinker, but like I bought a really great Black Lives Matter shirt from the same thing you got, but it was a different type. But you have one that's like, I forget what it was. It was like a burning cop car on or some shit.
Own the bill shirt.
Yeah, yep. And I caught one. It's like a little kid, and it says, "In this modern world, Black Lives Matter." And there's still times when I'm like debating whether I should wear it or not because I don't want to look like I'm like, huh? You know, like even
Nah,
though
yo, wear that shit all the time.
that's what I'm saying. I knew I was overthinking it, but I'm like, I don't want to look like,
bro.
oh, cool, I'm gonna be out. I should wear my woke shirt.
When you come over tomorrow to edit this, I want you to be wearing that t-shirt.
Hell yeah.
I will, and I'm gonna take a selfie.
I don't give a fuck. I wear that shit all the time. It's
Yeah.
like when I bought the fucking Clux Busters hoodie. I literally was
That
like,
shit's
I'm not
dope.
gonna buy it because it's a little out of my price range. And then I left the shop, and because like they sold out the first time they sold them, and I was like, all right, I missed out. Whatever. I slept. No big deal. And then they came out they restocked, and I was like, all right, I have to buy them. It's such a cool hoodie. And then it was like a little bit more than I wanted to pay for one, and I was like, all right, nah, let me not do this. Let me not go OD. And I left. And I went to the Twitter replies, and like 3 people I follow on Twitter had been like, "Yo, just got mine," and I was like, "I want to be a Clux Buster too." I was like,
Yeah.
"No, I want to cop that shit." And I wear that shit. When I posted on Instagram, I was like, "Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to wear this on Westfield and Clark or whatever."
Fuck
It's just
yeah.
like, I have no problem. Like I think in fashion, although it's graphic tees are less fashion, but in fashion there's like statement pieces.
Yeah,
There's some
for
things
sure.
that you wear that are just too, because like I think some people look at clothing as a utility, as like it's something to cover my body so that I'm not naked, but like the things you wear on your body are absolutely representative of the type of person you are. It's like your style is who you are. Like if you're wearing a shirt that has butts on it every day, probably like butts, you know what I mean, or some shit like that. So it's like when you wear a shirt that says Black Lives Matter on it, you're not just wearing a t-shirt. Like you have to understand that you're also making a statement with the thing that you're wearing. You know what I mean? Which is fine.
Yeah, for
just
sure.
know you're making a fucking statement.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's the same thing with the magma hat, you know? Like, you have to have
Exactly.
that confidence for
Hell
those
yeah,
people
dude.
to go out and wear that hat, like, in a
Yeah.
store and shit.
I don't know if it's balls or just the balls are too big, it goes past their eyes.
I mean,
Audacity.
even them, they know where to wear it and where not to wear it
That's
a lot of
true,
the
yeah.
time. Like, especially people that live in, like, an area like we're in New Jersey, where it's like, well, obviously, if you go by the cities, it's going to be like, yo, don't wear that shit. But if you're going down
Yeah.
by south, it's like, oh, you could kind of wear it at the local freaking pathmark over there or whatever.
They ain't gonna get pressed.
I hate all those MAGA hat flips.
yeah.
I really don't like. I like a elegant.
Oh,
I like an elegant logo flip. Like I think it's okay when like you take like you know back in the day when they would take like the Tide logo or the Supreme logo or something and like they do their own version of it. If it looks good, it's cool,
No,
right?
yeah.
But I think the Make America Great Again design
It's
is just
bad.
garbage.
Yeah, no.
So just taking a like white like all caps like serif font on like bright this color red, that shit not cute.
No,
I wouldn't wear that. I
it's a
wouldn't wear
bad-
that on a t-shirt.
It's a bad design.
You fucking stupid. Like, so everyone who's making all these, I saw somebody
Yo.
yesterday came into the waiting room. He was wearing a "Make Basketball Great Again" hat, and I was like, or you could have just bought like a fucking Lakers snapback
Right,
or some
yeah.
shit.
That's
Like,
not even
why,
doing enough
like,
at that point.
What the fuck, man? Like, so corny.
Bro, there's not even a stroke on the text.
Yeah, bro, you don't even got a fucking drop shadow on that shit, bro.
Nothing.
Shout out to the design people out there.
oh yeah. You don't even have a vertical flip on that.
Yeah. Anyway, Cam, let's just talk about Photoshop for the next like 25.
We're gonna blur Reed out
Yeah,
for the rest
shit.
of the podcast. so
Yeah.
that-
Hell no.
We're gonna magic wand him out of here.
I want to have a lighter burn. I want to have a lighter burn.
Is that like? Anyway, so what's 89 up to today? 89. Did you hear about that weed stuff?
You're talking about the voting situation.
Yeah, yo. They about to make it legal.
The beautiful thing. I think everyone y'all should vote. At least for this, if you are smoking, like vote for what you believe in, and if you believe in being able to possess marijuana and smoke it up in your local block, like me.
You think all drugs should be decriminalized?
Not all drugs.
Which ones? Which ones should be decriminalized and which ones
What's your
should not
list,
be
bro?
decriminalized? This is gonna be awesome.
Hang on, I'm loading up right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm very, very anticipatory of this right now. I'm just like, oh boy, it's about to get stupid. Reed, can I hit your pen?
Please.
All right. First off, we gonna keep the crack off the streets,
Crack
and
off.
and by, so
Is that
by
crack?
so by proxy, we got to
cocaine.
keep the cocaine off the streets as
Okay,
well.
cool. That's what I was.
So,
So crack
I'm
and
sorry.
cocaine.
Yes, the crack and the cocaine, they gone. I'm sorry. I can't let them go.
You just disappointed a lot of people.
I
You
know.
just got
I'm so
hella
sorry.
white people upset.
Yeah.
Like you lost the white
Honestly,
vote.
I've lost the white vote a long time
Are you
ago.
taking meth away too? Because if you take meth away, I think that's the whole white vote.
Oh, that's the whole white vote.
That's like all of Florida.
Sorry, man.
No crack, no meth,
No crack, no meth, no heroin.
There's no one left.
no heroin.
No heroin.
Can you do like?
There goes Ocean County.
Can we do opiates still? That's rough.
Can I have a poppy seed bagel?
Yeah. How about poppy seed bagels?
I'm with you on poppy seed bagels.
Word up.
But you can't be ODing on damn poppy seed. I don't like when they be fucking like smothering that shit in poppy seeds.
What if they
It's
smother
ridiculous.
in heroin?
Yeah. Nah, heroin got abolished in,
Oh, fuck.
in 89's country.
What about
That's great, actually.
You guys know when, like, you guys know, like, in those movies when, like, someone's running, or those TV shows when someone's running for, like, student council or something, and they make all those crazy, like, like, if I become class president, there will be fruit punch in the water fountains. Like, what would your guy, if you were the first American president, what would be your that? What's the first law you're signing? What's the first executive order you're signing? 89's obviously getting rid of crack, meth.
That's
and
not the
heroin.
first thing.
No, you said it's the first thing you're doing, so you don't get an answer now.
Wow.
89 vows to get the drugs
Well,
off
you
the
know
streets.
what? That's pretty
good,
That's pretty
dude.
good.
That's
It
pretty
is.
good.
All
That's
right.
pretty good.
I guess I'll stand by it.
All right.
That's my platform.
What you got, Reed?
I can't say what my first thing would do, but when I start to go mad and I become a corrupt president,
Oh my
Wow.
god!
my first move will be to turn all turnpikes into like the Mad Max roads.
Oh my god!
So it's just absolute chaos. It's like just best man for himself.
You might not get to work today. You just might not.
Yeah, you could get there. Some guys like,
You might get pinned down. Murder is legal on that road.
Is murder
Oh,
illegal
no.
in your country, Cam? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no. I'm saying on his road.
yeah, on Murder Road.
I would take it a lot easier. I mean, I know a lot of things you can get. I feel like if a president really wanted to legalize weed, they could. So
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I would definitely just do
You
that.
just legalize weed
if I'm
immediately.
president right now at this point, there's not legal weed, so
I would.
money. So
I would try to make it so that like there's like a point in your growing up where they put like a little psychedelics into you.
wow, that's kind of fucked.
Whoa.
Like, but not if it's normal. It's fucked because it's not normal. You know what I'm saying? But like, think about what I'm saying here, yo. Like, imagine like, you know what I'm saying?
This is you at a podium.
They give you, yo, I'm never telling them this shit, bro. I'm a president. I can keep my fucking secrets, dog. It's like MK Ultra, but like the whole country. You know what I mean? It's just, yo, it'll make for a very happy country. Trust me.
Okay.
That reminds me of
Just all of our things are just like, Reed was just like murder on the highway. Cam was just like drugs. I was just like more drugs.
Yeah.
89 was the only one who was just like
That's true.
no
less drugs. You know what I
Is it less drugs, less murder on the highway? I think actually what I might do is swap the draft age and the legal drinking age. So you turn 18, get some drinks, but you're not going to fight until you're 21. And even then, maybe I'll just remove the draft at that point.
I'll get rid of the military.
Get rid of the,
Just have us be like an open.
Whoa.
Like if you want some, come get some,
Everyone
motherfucker.
gets a shotgun.
Like, we got enough guns that no one's gonna want to fuck with us anyway, bro.
dude, everyone's got the double barrel
Yo,
on the
could you
fucking
imagine
porch.
me during my inauguration? I'm just on the podium and it's like, thank you so much, guys. I never said this in my campaign at all, right? I just get up there and I'm like, thank you so much, everyone. I'm so happy to be president, which is how I'd say it. I'd be like, thank you so much, guys. This is so lit.
Oh, it's so dope.
First things first, everybody who's in the military, this one's for you. Check it out. Peep. Just like go home now. We're done. No more military. Just like
Mission accomplished.
Navy. It's like Navy, like not Navy, Army, Air Force. What's the other one? Marines.
No,
Marines go home. National Guard go home. Just we're done. What are we gonna do if they try to invade us? Just
Y'all got it.
Just chill, guys.
Dude,
You're
can you
not
imagine
going
like
to.
that same inauguration?
That's
It was
for
like,
the Coast Guard.
it's like-
Coast Guard, y'all gotta chill. Watch them
Yeah.
fishermen.
Please.
it's like it's all been removed, and now it's like yes, like hey, who knows what's gonna happen? And you just see it's a giant nuke.
Dude, it's exactly what would happen. 100%. I think if we didn't have, if the reason no one comes here is because we're like a terrifying like moat. We have like a terrifying moat out there, but it's not a moat of water. It's hella guns and ammunition. It's just like if you can come fuck with us if you want. I mean, you really don't wanna.
You wanna?
You want? Try it. Come try it. I saw a tweet yesterday that was just like, wow. As soon as, which was also kind of a stupid ass tweet. Like it was an old person who made it too. I was like, do you not know history? They were like, wow. As soon as I found out that America just dropped those 2 bombs just to show how strong they were, I realized what this country was. I was like,
boy.
yeah. I was like, pretty much.
Well, we also were just like, we're tired of this shit. We're just like,
Dude,
Yeah, that's true.
it happened a lot during the protests where like they would show like a fucking small militia of armed police like just pushing people all over, and he'd be like, it has happened. We have entered a fascist state. It's like, we've kind of been one.
Yeah, hell yeah. Dude.
We've kind of been one.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, son. Maybe it's time for the revolution, yo. You know, you feel me, yo? Please leave us alone. Like at our houses, we got a lot of good stuff, and we don't want to be bothered.
Yeah,
but we
dude.
support y'all.
Definitely.
The revolution. If they started rioting, it's like hardcore. Like, say Donald Trump gets elected again, and there's just like riots in the street. We gotta do like a live podcast from the streets.
Yeah.
Like set up in the streets and be like, we're here live in the streets.
In the streets.
They're fucking shit up.
Like, so guys, what's your favorite ice cream? It's like in the middle of the street.
exact same setup, right? Just desk and everything.
Justice.
yeah.
Yes, desk and everything. We're just like, yeah, guys, it's COVID-19 shit, huh? It's really gonna fuck us up.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, people are just fucking like killing each
RPG in the background.
Yo, I don't know, man.
Windows.
This shit getting pretty real out there. You know, I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep it very vague and broad because I don't want to, bring a damper on things. But like, yo, shit motherfuckers is getting a little angry out there, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Like shit crazy.
It's real hectic.
Like I feel like I always remember seeing like those like learning what a civil war was in movies or something. It'll be like this nation has like a group of people that disagree with another group of people, so much so that they're gonna like kill each other for it. And I was just like, damn, they really disagree with each other a lot.
This is an uprising.
And now it's like, I don't know, we're starting to disagree with each other a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like when 2 guys are out in the fucking street and they're like, "Yo, what's up?" in the post office. I was like,
Yo,
well, I have a nuke. Well, I have a nuke. Like, no, that's all good. Just guys, just relax.
This
Well,
shit crazy, bro.
that's literally the Cold War. So it's like
Yeah.
literally years and years and years of just us and Russia going like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
You guys saw the new Call of Duty Black Ops trailer?
Oh,
Call of
no.
Duty's coming out with the new game this year, and it's Cold War. It's called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And it's like takes place in like 1981. It's like really like spy espionage.
Oh, Archer?
Yeah. Yo, kind of. Honestly. You know, somebody made an interesting comment about Archer the other day on Reddit. They were like, because there's a new season of Archer coming out, I think, and they're going back to like just old school Archer, just like the big spies and stuff. And someone was just like, it doesn't matter what they're doing on Archer. They can be spies, they can be spacemen, they can be police officers. The jokes are the fucking same. Like it's the same exact show.
Yeah.
I think that's some good writing for a show. Like whatever a TV show, like they like change setting or some shit, but it's still fucking good. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna go to like what Sons of Anarchy, they went to fucking Ireland, right?
Yep.
They did. A lot of people didn't like that. I kind of thought it was
That's
okay.
what I was gonna say. I remember people not liking that shit, and I was just like, they're just in Ireland. What's the difference?
Yeah, the theme was a little different. It was a little bit more Gaelic.
Oh, the opening theme?
Yeah. You know what? I remember specifically talking to, when I started watching it, and I've been gassed up like, yo, this show is where to go?
That joint's lost. Fuck it.
R.I.P.
Oh, it's behind you. We have found the clip. Guys, if you're watching this right now, throw a "we have found the clip" in the comments section. And if you don't, that's okay.
I hope they ignore you.
I hope they ignore me too. That's how I. Never mind. So yeah, fucking. Someone mentioned to me. I was like, it's like Hamlet. I was watching it, explaining to.
Sons of Anarchy is like Hamlet.
I think so.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. Because like he has his dead father, and he's reading the manifesto basically.
Yeah.
But I had explained that to someone. I was showing it to him. Like, oh yeah, it's like Hamlet. It's pretty good. I was surprised by how good it is. And then there's a scene with Jax talking to his soon-to-be lover on and off of Tara, being like, do you know how many women I've slept with over the years? And every time I thought of you. And I turned to the same guy like, all right, it's usually a little better than this.
Like, nah, just like Hamlet, dude. Exactly like this, bro.
Is it
identical?
Is it the Lion King Hamlet?
Yeah, Lion King
So
is like
would
exactly Hamlet. I think.
Sons of Anarchy be
The Lion King.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy is the Lion King.
Because then, what's his face? Clay is definitely Scar.
Yeah, I think we found the current title for this episode too.
Sweet.
Sons of Anarchy is the Lion King. All right, yo, everyone do a pose for the thumbnail really quick. Nice, solid.
Nice.
Good job, guys. I'm just gonna find that somewhere.
Sweet. Here's the thumbnail.
Yo, what would be the worst possible updates to this podcast? What if we went black and white for the rest of the podcast? Suits and ties.
Like noir and shit.
Yeah, bro. Suits and ties and cigarettes
Dude.
for the rest of the podcast. Hot box and cigarettes.
What if there was like an alarm that went off every 15 minutes and we had to force feed ourselves a burrito while like continuing the conversation?
This is such a Reed idea immediately.
No,
It's
dude.
like, here's my idea. Every 15 minutes, burrito. There's many burritos.
Dude, I was saying
Fourth,
last
fifth
week,
burrito,
like,
keep talking.
there are definitely times when I'm with myself being like, wait a minute, I think I might have an idea. All right, come here. And all my me's are like, in a circle together.
Just you and all yous.
Yeah, but but other times it's really just like, and that like that was like that, like the burritos. It's sickening to me even. I'm like, fuck, where did that come from?
I mean, that's no filter in a good way, though.
You think about food a lot, I realized. You
Oh.
always constantly like food, and then food in abundance.
Dude, yes.
Were you guys chubby babies?
Yeah.
No.
I was like chubby till 4th grade.
Not really.
Something told me that Cameron and 89 weren't, and
I was
me and
skinny my
Reed
whole
were. I don't know what told me that.
I was like a chubby baby until maybe like sophomore year of high school, and even then it's on and off.
Why did you just call your 16-year-old self a chubby baby?
I didn't
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Damn, we really are finding our people are like, oh yeah, Reed's the one who just says fucked up shit.
Yeah,
all the
you chubby
time.
baby shit, dude. You
I
just
remember-
called yourself a chubby baby.
I told you guys this, but I said something to Noah at one point, my good buddy Noah. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I said, like, okay, Noah, what about this? And I dropped some scenario on him, and immediately he didn't even bother to come up with a answer at all. He was like, you know what, Reed? I've been living with you like 2 weeks, and I've just noticed something. All these scenarios that come. Oh my god! All these scenarios you come up with, like no matter what they are, the stakes are so high.
Every time.
Like,
Every
why are they
single
that high?
Reed I'll be like, yo, Reed, draw me a scenario. And he'll be like, all right, you're hanging off the fucking top of the Empire State Building. You got no legs, you got no arms, you got no heart, you got no brain. I'm like, Reed, what the fuck is going on up the top, bro? You gave me nothing to work with here. Like I just said what would be a bad idea for the podcast, and you said shove a burrito in your fucking mouth and try talking with it. Like, oh my god, man.
No, you forgot to shove a burrito in your mouth and talk with it, you little slut.
I remember my first memory of ever handling Reed.
What was that like?
Like, I remember I was pushing him up a staircase. I'm like, because we had to go upstairs, and Reed was just blocking me. I was like, yo, Reed, we gotta go upstairs. He's like, I am the devil. I'm like, yeah, Reed, we gotta go upstairs. Let's
Yeah,
fucking keep moving.
I'm the devil.
And he's just like, camera's
Devil.
not
Dude,
phased.
there was like twice in that same block of like, because that night we were smoking at a friend's house. We were playing Monopoly. Like, let's move upstairs. Oh, let me move the camera. Whoop. Like, let's move upstairs. Let's bring the pieces. And me and Cam were just quiet for a minute, and then turned like, I am the devil. He's like, I know. We just gotta go though, buddy. We gotta go upstairs. And like, I'd be like, oh, Cam, you do so well with my bullshit. And like,
Devil.
and I think the next day we were at Target having to get something, and on the Lego aisle, and I stopped. Like brought my speed down by maybe 10%, and he sensed it. He's like, "Nah, we don't got time for Legos. We got to keep moving." I'm like, damn it.
Now it's just me and Reed when we edit, and Reed just having a midlife crisis at like 24, 25.
Yep,
and I'm
yep.
just like, Reed, we just gotta like cut this cooking show together, man.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
just trying to do some color correction, buddy. Like, come on.
I'll say the same kind of bullshit. I'm like, "What about this? What about that?" And Cam, instead of like being like, he's like,
Yeah. That's
because it's all I can do.
Yep, it's a good. We have a good chemistry here, boys.
Yes.
The people watching are like, wow. I wonder which episode they're gonna fuck.
Well,
69. Episode 69.
Yo, you know what's funny? Someone had a funny joke about you. I heard from work.
What?
89.
One of the young ones.
What did they say?
Young boy Edgar was just like, "Oh, look!" When you came in, he's like, he made a joke to the workers. He's like, "Is that 69 over there?"
Oh, 69, the brainchild. Yo, please make a note. I want you to put on the screen right now. 69, the brainchild.
We put rainbow hair on.
Have you ever thought about like making it like a 69 the brainchild type song?
No.
Yeah, what would it be?
You've never thought of it?
Would it be like Yumo or like Yumbo or like?
No.
Do you like 69?
No.
Do you like 89? Like however that looks? What is that like? What's it like 89ing a girl?
In position of 80-90.
Oh my god, you have to like contort your body.
Yeah, no,
that's why 89 is ripped. He just holds him to the side like this. She can't do anything. He just like just blows air on her.
89, what's on your mind?
I'll think about like the 80-90.
You're thinking about 89
Yeah.
right now?
Nice, dude. He just like gets a half staff.
And I'm like,
I feel like it takes like at least 3 to 4 people for that one.
Yeah, and 89 might be a
That one's pretty-
4-person job. There's 4 of us. All right, so 89th
so
episode.
Yeah, 89. Dude, by that point, if it's once a week, that's 89 weeks. That's like almost 2 years. So by that point,
Hell yeah, I think
we'll
about that
know
when I
if it's
look
gonna
at.
happen or not.
I think about that when I look at some of these like big ass podcasts. They'll be on like so and so podcast number 431. I'm like, wait, how many do you do a week? And they'll be like maybe 2. I'm like, yo, whoa,
been
that's
on for
like
a
a
minute.
6-year, 7-year podcast. Like, wow, it's crazy. But like, I mean, realistically, you know, I don't want to make it sound too easy so that, you know, you guys at home don't start one yourself and you just sit around listening to this one all day instead of doing one yourself. It's the fucking easiest shit in the world. You know what I mean? You sit around with your buddies and you shoot the shit a little bit and you can maybe at the same time accidentally make some people laugh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, I put a lot of work into this.
Yeah, Cam actually crafts.
I exercise for this specifically.
He does throat exercises.
Yeah,
So-
man.
The audio sounded like we inserted Cam in post for some reason with that one.
Yeah, Cam's not here right now, dude. It's Ghost Cam.
Dude, and also, yeah, shout out all you guys viewing at home because we're almost at 100 viewers for our second episode.
Hell yeah, bro.
Fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Pat on your guys' backs.
Promoted that shit on Instagram, put that shit
Wonderful.
and like put like the promotion city like Japan and like London and shit. Being getting hella weird likes from random people. I'm like, yes, that's what I want. I want like Craig from Minnesota to listen to this shit. What
Shout
up,
out
Craig?
Minnesota.
Shout out Craig.
Craig?
shout out Crackerman.
Shout out.
Craig.
Everyone say a random name of a person you shouting out. Who's watching right now? Shout out Craig.
Strode.
Dale.
Brett.
No one said a girl name.
I said,
Damn, bro.
I just
So
Strode.
sad.
It's like Laurie Strode.
That's not even a name.
She's
Reed.
she's a character from Halloween. She's the main
She's not
character.
even a real person.
Not even a real person.
She needed to take a break. She was trying to get her mind off things, so she was sitting on the couch smoking a backwood, watching
feel like you
PostPartyCyph.
I feel like you said Strode, which happens to be the name of something, but you didn't mean to say her name. You just said a sound and you can save it because it just happens to be someone's name.
Maybe.
Yep. Figured he went Strode. It was like, no, dude, I meant Strode, the fucking woman.
Dude, there's a kid at our school. I think I mentioned his name was I'll bleep it out. Like, I don't care. Matt. And totally.
You said you weren't gonna say his name, and you said his first and last
That's
name.
it.
You could have said Matt. You could have said Pat.
His name is Nussbaum, which I'll say because I'd pass by him a lot, and I'd be like, usually stoned because it was college. I see him like, yo, Nussie. Like I'd say that often to the point where like I think he thought I was, and to be fair, he thought I was going up to talk to him, but I really was just saying his name for fun because I was smacked.
Yo, I would be so upset if like we were kind of friends, you and me, and our main interactions was you seeing me from afar and going, Nessie. I'd be like, yeah, I don't fucking like that dude.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
He just says weird
Probably
things to
didn't
me.
like you.
I think I'm learning that more in life, that there's a lot of people who don't like me who just flat out haven't told me. And most of them I'm like, oh yeah, I can tell, but fuck you. But some of them I'm like, oh really? I thought we were buddies.
Yeah, you could put Nessie on the very top of that list, bro. He's like, I fucking hate that
Nah,
kid, bro.
me and Nuss are chill.
You put me at number 2.
Oh,
Damn.
got him.
I always had suspicions.
Got him.
Now I have proof. You'll never hear my dad pen again.
Got him.
Actually, can I hit that?
Hell yeah.
Thank you,
brother.
You can take me off the list.
Nice. Yeah, fucking I had nothing else.
I knew you had nothing. I was like, there's no way Reed's
I
got
was
something to
waiting
talk
for it.
about right now. How long? What are we at right now?
We're at 133, and very soon our podcast will be dead, just like the soon-to-be yuppie-less New York
We
City.
hit, oh yeah, we didn't hit.
Yeah, I was like, I think we got like one more thing to talk about, but we technically don't have to talk about any of these things.
We don't.
But yeah, I mean, I don't. You guys think New York is dead?
No.
I was just there.
Yeah.
My girlfriend did notice that a lot of the shops do look like they are closed, even though they are not. Pretty much most things are open. It was pretty fun. I had a good time. Got a bunch of records. Got some clothes. It was cool.
I think the homie who wrote the article and when Seinfeld made his response, I think they were less worried about, like, the context was less about like the capitalist side of New York. I don't think that's gonna go away. I think like they mean like the part of New York that we were a part of when we were part of New York a lot. It's like that underground energy that exists in New York. That's like you're at shows and you're at after hour spots and it's like you're constantly running on New York time whenever you're out there, right? It's like that hasn't existed for months now. Like it just hasn't existed for months. And then even when it was existing, people kind of even felt like, yo, New York's not the same, yo. Like it's not the same. It feels different. So I think that's more of like what they were worried about. Like, hey, now you work in New York.
Yeah.
Like, how does it? And you spend a lot of time there. Like, how does it feel in comparison to like being a little younger and like going to shows and doing shows out there and shit?
I was going to New York because my father used to work out there even when I was a kid. So even seeing like the shift in what Times Square was when I was a kid, like as I can remember it fondly when I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit more like still a little like dirty in comparison to like how polished it is with the red stairs and all that shit. But I think even as an adult, like seeing what it is now and thinking back to like Giuliani cabaret era and shit.
Yeah.
Like I would watch like documentaries on that to see like where niggas wasn't allowed to fucking dance in lounges and shit on some Footloose shit in like Manhattan.
Yep.
And that led to like a lot of people doing the DIY scene, the stuff that we kind of came into like when we first started getting our feet wet. So I think it's just gonna get back to that, because that shit, like that, there was no real budget for that anyway.
Right.
It was that stuff that kind of led like people into some of the more high end stuff. Because you look at like some of that stuff like was during blog era or even mixtape era, and then all of a sudden corporations got involved with that and they started throwing money to it.
That's what I said.
So it's gonna come back.
That's what I said the other day on Twitter. I was just like, when we see all these venues start to fail or whatever, and even the corporately owned, executively owned venues start to fail and stuff, it's just like I was just like, looks like we're back to basements and backyards, which isn't a bad thing, but it like does, it's gonna be able to do the job, but it definitely stops the momentum that a lot of us had. Because it's like, think about like, dude, like New York was finally booming, like underground rap wise, for the first time in a long time. You had like, you know, like think back a couple years, like Wiki and Mike and Earl and like all those guys, like those dudes were like they're like maybe they're not even all from New York, but like they're cultivating this like new underground cool vibe in New York or whatever, and then like venue shut down.
Yeah.
And then like no one can be around each other, and like it's just like I don't know, man. Like,
so my question is, do you think like warehouse scenes are gonna like start to get big again, like they used to, kind of, because they kind of died off for a while now, because you know with real
we don't. No one knows the time table on anything.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm talking like behind
not
doors,
even sure, 'cause
illegal,
you got-
like you know not.
it's we're dealing with a different level of it. It's like cops aren't shutting down your warehouse party because it's loud. Cops are shutting down your warehouse party because you can infect the city. Literally, you are created a red hot spot. So it's just like, we can't even get venues again right now because no one in the scenes that we're a part of have the money to risk owning a club right now.
I'm saying even so many
owning
of
a
these
venue
like
right now. You know
like
what
when
I
you
mean?
look at when those spots kind of like took a break, or at least like the demographic migrated to some of these more like luxurious ass spaces away from the warehouses. It's not like those warehouses were still like paying rent, like waiting for us to come back. Some of these like these spaces have already sold off the properties.
Yeah,
Like,
they're just like
properties ain't
warehouses now.
Like
You know what I mean?
like
Yeah.
this the ownership ain't the cool guy that you can sit there and throw a couple hundred at no more. Like this, it's some larger entity that is owning some of these properties. Like
Which is like, okay, so think about it like this, like whenever a restaurant fails in Rahway or whatever, it's usually another restaurant that opens up there because, like you say, there's like gas lines and shit there already.
They try to keep it, yeah.
So these venues close down, and who's going to try and salvage these buildings? Some corporate entity that's just like, I mean, why would we knock down the stage? Why would we? They have wiring underneath the fucking panels. Why would we end up?
Yeah, just wait.
Let's just make it another venue. But this venue is gonna be blank, whatever. What's it called? Not Ticketmaster. StubHub presents or whatever. Like, what was it called?
Live Nation
in New York or Live Nation or whatever. Although they're taking a huge hit right now because they can't sell any tickets to anywhere. I forget what it was called. It's the Best Buy Arena now in New York, but before it was some other shit. It was like all these places used to be called like the NASDAQ Coliseum or whatever.
They were originally
And now they're like so and so and so and so and so. Like that was one thing I was talking to 89 about, like the hardcore culture last week, like how like they try to maintain their culture a lot, and like they'll try and keep venues open. They'll do like 50 benefit shows for one venue to keep that motherfucking venue open so that they can make rent or whatever, right? Like, but you can't even throw those shows at these places to do them. Like, I don't know, like the DIY scene has taken such a weird hit, and like, don't get me wrong, like there's so many people who have taken like they've done what they can to keep the momentum going. Like, how many live stream shows have we seen during quarantine, and how many like, you know, backyard only the performers will be here and we'll live stream everything out. Like, we've seen so many different types, but it's just like, we know it's not the same, you know what I mean? And it sucks because even though we know it's not the same, we're just like, okay, we're ready to get back up and rebuild, but it's just like we still haven't even gotten a motherfucking like timetable on when we're allowed to go and rebuild.
Yeah.
You know, like the indoor seating thing in New Jersey is kind of exciting because it's kind of the beginning of
to
like
see what happens.
Yeah, I guess it is just a test. But
Yeah, that's how I'm sure.
like they say about hardcore, bro, hardcore is never gonna die. New York's never gonna fucking die.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
and that's what Jerry Springer was saying.
yeah, exactly. Or Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, Seinfeld, all right.
Although I feel like Jerry Springer would have the same feelings about that. But like, I feel like the same New York never will die, hardcore never will die. Like the fucking DIY shit can't die. Like people are always gonna try and take matters into their own hands, which is like what we're always doing. It's just we thought it was getting a little easier. We were finally getting some help and getting somewhere. And then they just like grab the rug from underneath us, or from everybody. It's not personal.
Show us suck for a while, but ultimately we will rebuild what we have to.
We always do. You know what I'm saying? How many venues have we seen died in Newark and Elizabeth and we still managed to have shows or whatever.
Sure.
We still managed to buy a psyched house and throw shows and do shit. You know what I mean?
There's always something. It's always on to the next.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully people are like, oh, there's something going on in New York, so they come down to Jersey. Come down.
Yeah, I mean that was part of what we were looking at with kind of Tosh started earlier. Where it was like, oh, the New Yorkers are moving out. I'm like, yeah, these new New Yorkers, cool. You know, get gone, jogger. He's like, yeah, but they're coming here. Like,
yep. I think Andrew Schultz said it on his podcast on Flagrant 2. He was like, the true test of a New Yorker is that you stay when shit gets hectic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're real, because like the old test, they used to say if you've been here for 10 years, you're a New Yorker, or if you've been, well, we're in Jersey, but if you've been in New York for 10 years, you're a New Yorker. But he was like, if shit gets real, like right now, like there's nothing to do in New York, there's no work, it's like lit, but you're still there after all this bullshit. It's just like, all right, you stuck it out with us.
oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean, you're fucking here with us. So, you know, those people who are gonna be in New York through all that bullshit are gonna make sure that shit doesn't die.
they're the New Yorkers.
They're the New Yorkers, you know what I mean? I don't think New York, like Jerry Seinfeld, even though he's saying that shit from like, you know, probably some penthouse in the Hamptons or something, you know what I mean? I think his sentiment is, it rings true about New York and more than just New York. It's, you know what I mean? It's just like, whatever your New York is, it's just like, it'll only die if you decide to let that shit die.
And it ain't about the establishments. It's more so about the effort.
Right.
Of the people, like where
It's the people, effort
like,
of the
like,
people,
I
right.
get, if it ain't like the clubs could be decimated, whatever. You could knock them down, brick and mortar, just fucking wrecking ball. People still gonna party. They're gonna find a fucking way. Mm-hmm. It's the same way when fucking Giuliani said, you know what, oh, cabaret laws, y'all can't dance in the spot. They found a space that they could dance in.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it's the same way within anything. Like, you know what, like you want to take your luxury freaking like fashion stores out of New York City, where you know what, they're gonna find like another place to get their clothing from. They're gonna find like another place to get their entertainment. They're gonna find another source.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not gonna be whoever's packing up in the U-Haul.
Yeah. I mean, I'm ready for the new world.
Hell yeah.
Post Corona.
Yeah.
Hopefully, post Corona, PostPartyCyph is super popping, and we can do, you know,
Have fun stuff.
we could do fun stuff.
Have the 60 people in the background.
Yo, PostPartyCyph,
dude.
like live podcast here with the
An actual
audience.
post-party site.
Everyone
Yeah.
just screaming in the mics the whole
Yeah,
time.
bro, that'd be fucking
Dude.
hilarious.
We'll just have people as bouncers, like Rari, just holding people back and shit. That'd be fucking dope.
Yeah, boys.
That was a good ones.
Hell yeah, bro. Yo, thanks to everybody who's listening and watching and all that
Yeah.
shit. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah.
Please subscribe.
Yeah, please. We're trying to get to 1,000,010 subscribers
Like,
by
please.
next week. So
Like,
Yeah.
like literally, we're begging you, please.
Yep.
If you do it, I'll give you the kiss
the kiss.
or the fear
Peace.
factor.
Peace. 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 Peace.